Open Final XeQueBo 2025 live from Valencia. It's all happening. Spain national team taking on your very own Ultv international superstars right here on Ultv. What more can you ask for? The #1 seeds taking on the hype machine. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, the driver of said machine, and alongside Ian Tate to bring the action. Tate, you got to give the advantage to Spain here, but I think this team, Ultv, could show up on a big-time stage.
It could. It's a wild card team, right? They're here to make plays. They've got the superstar power, but can they come against the formidable machine that is Spain Open?
Yeah, they have been so good. I mean, if we do go look into their results, it's nothing but wins and decisive 13-5s and 13-3s along the way. And their semi that they just got through, they took down La Mixta 11-6, who just disposed of Din Don pretty quickly and decisively, and Ultv only just able to get past Din Don. You have to give a major advantage to this Spanish Open team. That's it. If you go back one result prior, the quarter, Spain Open only beat Din Don by 1 in the quarter. It depends what kind of game either of these two teams have.
Mind you, Ultv themselves did almost lose to HMG and barely got into the top half of the tournament.
They lost the right game, I'll say that. They lost the right game this weekend. It gave them the better path. There they go. Look at those. Those uniforms look great. Flipwear providing them the purple and teal with the Ultv U jammed in there. Of course, the Killer Bees, a big part of this team. Buja, Bonet, Barsazi. But it is a team that is full of players that are very used to playing on the beach and players that are athletic amongst everything. And then the two veterans, of course, with Nas and Vargas. Still athletic, but yeah, they're a bunch of old guys. I'm allowed to say it because I'm still older than them, and they like, I think they like it when I give it to them for their salt and pepperedness still on the pitch. But both absolute legends of the game, particularly the beach game.
For sure. Vargas, obviously more of a beach specialist. Nas, a legend
in every discipline.
Exactly.
But Nas, a world champion on the sand.
Exactly. Good, a very good point, and recently so.
Here we go.
As a first pull, blades out of bounds and goes straight into a spectator.
Hello to all our viewers. Ultimate, he's a Swiss fan. Giving some love to Nino. All of you jump into the chat, hit that like button, do all the things. We'll remind you early, we'll remind you often. As Nasser Mbe Vogel takes it to the brick mark. Deep cut came right away. Bonet threatens always. Toby Mine gets Barsazi on a reaching grab. Barsazi has a throw. Nice layout by Mine. Mine pops one over Bonet, and then Nasser Mbe Vogel. Far sideline, feeds to Buja. The Colombian sensation fires up the line. Barsazi's there, showing the disc. Now Buja again. Buja turns, shows the backhand, and Bonet is there for the goal. Ultv won the flip, and they get the benefit by holding the first point of the game.
Yeah, strong, clean hold from Ultv. They've started this game off well, but can they now put any pressure on Spain's offensive line?
That will be the big ask. The Spanish offense, scintillating speed, attack from all and any angles, really quick to distribute. They don't wait for something that's more open or more potent. They take what's there quickly, and they change the angle of attack with consistency, and that is really one small part of why they're so good. Sebastian Spiegel, the host at CFC, but really one of the best players on the sand, a German World Games player, German beach player, has crossed over, has been living in the Canary Islands for more than 5 years now, and has become a Spanish national team player. And this is his first iteration with them. He's very excited about it, and we'll be keeping our eye on him, and hopefully our best defender on him too.
Yeah, a legend of the beach game. I've had the pleasure and the challenge of marking up against him in games, and it is brutal.
There he is, Basti, as he's known. Kraszowski on the mark. Those two were teammates when they won a European title together in Poland earlier this year. The lead pass goes back to Spiegel. Spiegel turns inside, has Jeroen, and then Spiegel gets it back. That is a quick pace they are off to already. Goes back, Monterde. Turns and totally misses. A big error. Can the Ultv All-Stars make them pay? Slow to get into position. Just Stauffer and Pascual upfield. Pascual makes a play going to ground. The Portuguese speedster leads, and Stauffer collects. Ultv break on the second point of the game.
Yeah, a dream start to the game for Ultv. Really making the most of that break chance and immediately putting it in.
Just a full miss there by, every player. You're talking about the Spanish system, you're talking about the players. Monterde is probably one of the standouts on this team. So very uncharacteristic. Stauffer, this kid is one to watch. Just turned 18. And look, even collects with contact, no problem. As Davide Morti walked by, he said, La Fota is already watching Nino Stauffer. They're going to want to be recruiting him back from the place where Davide Morti used to play as the add-on, the pickup in Bern, the club Fab. Nice pull, lands in, rolls out. And Ultv run down the D line. Spiegel picks up. Spiegel goes to center. Jeroen and fires. There's a bit on the hip by Vargas to no avail. Alastrue gets it up to Jeroen. Pop pass over the shoulder. Monterde looks upfield. Looks to center. Alastrue gets it again. Monterde. And floated in for the goal. Jeroen is there. They hold, but 1 point after being broken. Ultv will send their O-line out there with an advantage now.
What do you reckon then, Steph? At what point of this game will we see you on the pitch?
Soon. I mean, that I would say if they make it a 3-point lead, I could consider it.
Well, it's
but
close.
really, I haven't warmed up. It's just I'm just gonna hurt myself out there, Tate. I'm already in the booth. I don't need to be the excuse of an injury to force me into the booth.
I mean, are you saving yourself for other tournaments?
Yes, CFC. It's the big one. Now this is the big one because it's now Buja high over Barsazi, but Bonet is there. Surely the intended target. Buja gets it from Corcoran, straight back from Corcoran. Now Buja and in for the goal. Shane Corcoran puts a little bit of his Irish impression on this one. The Ranelagh handler gets things going, and Ultv responds and go up 3-1.
Yeah, great dribble between the two there. Ranelagh not having the season that they would have hoped from the start, falling down to Div 2 Euros after a loss to Bristol in summer tour?
I mean, who loses to Bristol?
That's a good question.
Wow, rattling. They are E2 CF champs. They did win
True.
it.
But not the win that they were hoping for. They round out with a win, but felt hard done by to not be in the top division.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good show of a good division. There's lots changing with EUCS qualifying, but for a team like Ranelagh to be outside, who had won it 3 years ago, is quite impressive. And the crowd works together to collectively corral that one. I'm not sure if they caught it or just kind of took the shot there. Spiegel. Will saunter his man bun up to the brick mark to meet Toby Mine. Monterde. Back to Basti Spiegel. Montuz. Low throw to Giroud and Monterde. Bouncing off the mark, back to Giroud. Jeroen, sorry, and then Spiegel gets that one forward. Pascal to Spiegel. Spiegel to Monuz. And Spiegel again. There's wide open Monterde. And Spiegel throws just crafty enough to get it there.
Yeah, Spiegel going to locker for that blady pass to the end zone there. Monuz getting free a lot around the pitch. He's another one that maybe didn't have the end to the season they was hoping for alongside Bonnet. Chak. Fair to say, not reaching their goals at Div 1 Euros, even if they were there. They, struggled.
Struggled indeed.
But it was highlighted by FrizzDB, if you follow on Instagram. Earlier on the season, they were shown to be overperforming compared to their statistical
decline.
Yeah, well,
or just statistical read.
Yeah, exactly. They were outperforming the stats, but couldn't hold that to the end of the season, sadly.
3-2. Ultv up with a break and receiving the pull. That pull skyrockets. Corcoran does well to tip it down. Buja. And Bonnet goes for a run. Then they look to the arounds, the under for Bonnet. Far sideline, he sends deep for Barsazi, but there is something being waved off, a push off by Barsazi. And he's showing the forearm shiver and saying, "What did I do? Let's see here." Ah, yes, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one to argue against there.
The businessman negotiating. Here comes. High pressure on the sideline. Buja fires, and Corcoran makes a heck of a grab to keep that alive. Mbe Vogel wanted to send deep, held off, now does, has Bonnet. Have those two ever connected? I think at least once. That'll make it 2. Bonnet receives the deep shot from Papanas.
Yeah, connection that has been well used over the past few years there. And it just keeps working.
How about Shane Corcoran? Buja was just a little off target, and he threw it so hard. And Corcoran, I mean, if that isn't caught, that's a goal. Like a field that short, a team as good as Spain, and then Nas. How much room did he have? Like, it's a toe drag at the back of the end zone after the Corcoran layout to maintain possession. What a series of play by the Ultv International All-Stars.
Getting in those highlight plays early. That's what they're here for, right?
Oh, yeah.
really want you to drink that.
4-2. And the pole is stopped by Jeroen. And then the round from Spiegel to Pasco. Spiegel goes to Monuz. Monuz fires the blade. Pasco the target. Great shot by the Frenchman, converted Spaniard.
Yeah, great feat for Monuz on the catch, and then immediately turns, fires the blades, and it is weighted perfectly. Both teams looking very strong on offense.
Yeah.
But who's going to break first?
Well, we've already broken.
Yeah.
Who's going to break second?
That's the question.
Dean McCreary giving some love, or the antithesis of love, to his teammate. I think he's talking about the Corcoran layout, calling it gratuitous. If you know Dean McCreary, you know that is filled with sarcasm, is the nicest way to put that. Mbe Vogel, Buja goes deep, Bonnet stays under. Bonnet goes around to Corcoran. Corcoran goes high for Mbe Vogel. Bonnet open on the sideline. Buja's gone deep. Mine gets the left hand to it. That's a handy catch. And bounces to the far sideline. Buja, he's gone deep. Bonnet takes it, even with great pressure from Romano. He's a tough man to deny.
Yeah, we've all seen that one before. Bonnet scanning someone in the end zone. As he sets up his cut here, the defender's just caught watching the disc a little bit too long. Tries to make up the ground, but just can't make the play.
EB Athletic. That boy, Elliot Bonnet, is very athletic, but that's also the name of his personal training program. Get on to EB Athletic. Learn from a man who does things as well as that, and support the youngsters' in-game business. Speaking... Yeah, Elliot Bonnet, a big reason why this team did happen, came to me saying he wanted to take the place of Toulouse BTR, who had to pull out of this tournament so that they could go to French Beach Nationals. And I think we're all pretty happy we made this choice to put this team together. Jeroen gets the under from Pasco, and back to Jeroen, and that's Alustre. Low throw, but it's caught just off the ground. Now Monterde. Center, Jeroen, and a scintillating pace for the Spaniards to get into the red zone, and then Spiegel gets enough clearance for the goal. Nice possession.
We're seeing a lot of the same players from this Spanish team. They have a deep roster and a lot of players on the roster, but they're keeping the shortened lines for now. It'll be interesting to see at what point they look to maybe extend out. We still haven't seen players such as Alvo Itermendi, who I think we've all seen do amazing things on the beach before. If you think back to that final with Fendisk, absolutely put it to Salispil, scoring maybe 10 of the 12 scores.
Yeah, he was a weapon of choice, really. And that's it. They've got so much depth. They've got a big roster here. They're about 4 or 5 deeper than Ultv. We've just had confirmation that the reason we're not seeing much of Iturmendi is because he's injured and he's not playing this game.
Well, we wish him a speedy recovery.
Mbe Vogel takes the deep shot. He likes what he sees to Bonnet. Will it stay in? No, and Romano takes it this time, and a break chance for the Spaniards.
Covers a couple of spectators in the sand for good measure.
So Romano will start. They've gone deep looking for Monuz. And is he behind Buja? Yes, and he makes the play. On the doorstep, Spain with a chance to break, and they do. Leveling the game, 5 apiece.
Oh, we've got a game on our hands, Steph.
A huge break. A miss on the deep shot, and quick back the other way. Monuz takes a big grab over Buja. I would like to encourage you all to get in the chat, but it seems I'm only encouraging Dean McCreary, who's making some audacious claims in the chat. I will give you encouragement to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and to hit that join button. Give more, get more from Ultv as we do our best to keep giving to this sport for all you to enjoy. After the break. And that is touched and rolled out. It's going to have to be played from the front corner. Did he not touch it? If it goes at the side, you're safe. If it goes at the back, you got to play it from there. Bonnet goes to Buja. Buja around. Vargas. Batasazi in the middle. Bonnet again. Batasazi's gone. They put the deep shot. It's too far. And a second chance to break, and they're going very quick here, are the Spaniards. Aragones goes back to Diaz. And they cut across the field, taking Lopez. Lopez to Diaz. Diaz to Romano. Right back to Diaz. Diaz fakes the high. Then finally gets one out. That's for Lorenzo. Picked up off the sand. And then still hasn't thrown. Does go into the dump space. Testing the waters, Lorenzo. Looking upfield. Romano gets Diaz coming back. And that's 2 breaks in a row. And a lead take for Spain.
Spain firing into this game now. And it's my favorite time of the match. It's time to ask, Steph, is it time for a timeout?
It is not time for a timeout yet. I think I'm more than happy to keep it right now. 2 breaks in a row sucks, but it's still 2 breaks to 1 and a 1-point difference. I think no is my answer. I'm happy to let them play. The only reason I would consider is to get the right line out there to play O and have a breath on it, but they seem happy enough, the players that we've been leaning on to play offense are happy to take one here. If they get this, they'll take it to Galaxy Point. If they don't, well then
it's half.
Yeah.
And Ultv is in a hole.
Yeah. Big point here. That one floats out of bounds. Spectator collected, and Toby Mine will bring it to the brick spot. Disc is in. Nas poached up to Batasazi. Underneath, around, centered, Nasser goes to Buja. 2-hand, Buja sends to the end zone. Beautiful shot by the Colombian to hit Batasazi for the goal. We got Galaxy Point. It's 6-6, 23 minutes in.
and Ultv have called a timeout.
Well, this, you know exactly why it is, to get the breath and keep their best 5 out there for what they know is a big point playing defense. Barsazi with the chef's kiss. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be back with Galaxy Point and more after these quick words. Back from the timeout, it's 6-6. It's Galaxy Point, and it's a pull from Buja that lands just at the front tape and then goes to Spiegel from Jeroen. Spiegel hits for Monterde. Monterde retreats and takes the free dump, and a layout ensures that, because otherwise there was gobbling opportunities. Spiegel to Monterde. Monterde inside Manuz, and that one is knocked away. And Ultv have a chance. Barsazi thought about the early deep cut, but Bonnet walks over, and Buja will pick up. Bonnet quickly comes under. Giuliani is open in the deep space, but tough one to test over Manuz. Back to Bonnet. Corcoran far side. Bonnet again. Fires hard and low to Giuliani. The Italian goes right back to the Frenchman, and now the Colombian. Buja. Back to Bonnet. Buja, Bonnet exchange again. Barsazi gives a cut and looks good. This is a break for Ultv. They're back in front. 7-6, taking half over Spain Open.
Yeah, fantastic hold. Once they had the disc, to just keep the patience, they were more than happy to keep it in the backfield until they shot that option, and then just leading out Barsazi.
Here's the catch in front of Bonnet to keep it alive, but the turn from Manuz, costly. Now I want to see, was there a hand block on this from Giuliani? There was indeed. I didn't realize. I thought it was an errant throw for a second, and then here is the wait to see Barsazi get separation. Buja drops an absolute bomb, just enough to keep it in bounds, and Ultv back on top to start the second half. They'll leave a defensive unit out there. Seven, 6, 27 minutes and change into this one. Time seems about right. I don't think we're going to get pretty darn close to 13, I'd say, one way or the other, unless this second half has a totally different shape to the game.
I think the potential's there for either team to go on a massive run here.
Picked up Spiegel. Low, but nice little flipper there to keep it off the ground from Lorenzo. Spiegel to Manuz. Manuz sends the deep too far, and Lorenzo gives chase, but the throw had mustard on it. And now Bobinets will pick up for Ultv. Vargas wanted that one, and instead it's the deep ball. It's Spiegel versus Buja, but the sideline will come into play. Buja did, that's Stauffer, not Buja. Able to get there, but couldn't quite squeeze the hand to it. Oh, probably knows he could have had that one. But it will go back to Spain. This is a hold opportunity as Romano walks it to the line. Romano gets the under, Lorenzo straight back. Spiegel turns and goes the other way to Lorenzo. Lorenzo looks to center, low throw to Manuz. Spiegel's gone, Manuz sends it, that one will work. And Manuz makes the huck work on the second effort.
Yeah, great from Manuz, not shying away from that second look after the first one didn't go well. He's got that confidence in himself to keep putting those throws, and he knows that they will translate after the one that falters.
Here's another look. Spiegel would have had great communication there too, looking upfield to see no one while he had his first step or two on Krasovsky. He continued to take him as he went, and a great throw by Quentin. And for Manuz, as you said, really good to not shy away from that after making the error. Sometimes that error memory subsides and allows you to, or disallows you to play the way you should. Glad to see that didn't affect Manuz. Mine takes the pull and then fires to Bonnet. Bonnet goes back to Corcoran. Over to Mine on the far side. Nasser fills the space underneath. Bonnet's gone deep. And a beautiful around by Buja. Shovels to Mine. And Mine tries to go under Romano and is denied. He had Bonnet open next to him. Pops one up and does get a play to keep it alive by Fungarino. And not sure what the call is here.
I think it might have been a sand foul. Naz wiping his eyes.
A sand foul. Fungarino sends it. There's a bid coming. It was late, and that is a break.
That's a break.
Spain, they take the lead back.
Yep.
Going back and forth here. Heck of a game. Here's the hand block by Romano coming up. And you see, like, I see what he's looking for, but Bonnet was wide open next to him. Tough one to not look back to center there, but, you know, when your eyes are upfield, when you got a cut coming with belief, those are fair shots to take.
And as you can see, the check-in here, he tries to get the back. Makes the play, but just not quite there in time. And Spain putting it in for the break. They go up 8-7.
Diaz set to pull. Vargas to Mine. Mine has Bonnet. Barsazi goes. Buja fills. Buja goes around to Barsazi. And Barsazi throws. And Vargas and him not on the same page.
Ooh, the pressure is building in this game, and it is palpable.
Spain with a second chance to break. Goes through the middle. Up line. Aragones goes back to Diaz in the middle. Diaz fires for the end zone and does get around and over top of Bonnet. Thiel is there And Ultv are made to pay once again. They go down 9-7. First 2-point separation that way in this game.
As we see the play again here, Bonnet gets up, looks to make the play, but just can't quite get high enough. A well-weighted throw, just past the defender, but still well within the confines of the end zone.
Big point coming up now. A must hold for Ultv.
Ultv have already used their timeout, so they don't have any relent from this. They just got to keep fighting on.
Here's the pull from Jimenez, defensive specialist, and it does go out the back. So Ultv will play from the brick mark. All sorts of familiarity amongst players on both these teams. Buja comes under. Now Giuliani with a bit on his hip. Giuliani looks to center. Buja to Nass. Mbe Vogel shakes. Goes back to Buja. Right back to Nass. Again. Another turn. And Jimenez makes them pay. Everything going wrong for Ultv right now. No chance to time out. They've got to keep going and put this back on track of their own volition. They're now 3 behind and Spain only 3 away. This is a very tough spot for your international all-stars.
The floodgates have opened and Spain have reached double figures. This is a tough one to be in. Steph, any wise words for your team?
Do better is kind of where it starts. But yeah, their turnovers have all been in different fashion. Missing on the huck to Vargas with the miscommunication. This one, just to throw, the wind took it up over top of the Buja throw to Nass. I think what really is most important is the belief that they don't need to be perfect and they can play defense if they turn it over and get it back, because that's what they have proven unable to do. And they're still going for perfection. And that bid by Vargas, defying the odds of flight. Oh my goodness, could that be the spark?
Vargas says not today to Father Time, rolls back the clock and makes a huge athletic play, as we see again here.
Wow. Vargas. That's going to make a highlight reel.
Full extension. Is that the spark that lights Ultv's comeback?
I hope so, said the unbiased commentator.
Of course, of course.
Here comes the pull from Bonnet. Spain awaits reception. Lands in and rolls, I believe. I'm still amazed by that. I shouldn't be amazed by things that Pedro Vargas does, but I am still amazed by that he just did. Jeroen goes to Spiegel. Spiegel bombs it deep, and it's gonna work. No, it won't. Bobinets gets there and knocks it away with the left hand.
Ultv with a chance here. What can they show us to put themselves back on this board?
The slow
within
walk
one.
to pick up for Bonnet. Back for Bonnet, slow to get going for a conversion attempt here. Bobinets. Barsazi gets going. And popped in and out. Oh my goodness. How did that happen? Bobinets again. Nothing doing now. Barsazi has some space. Pops to Bobinets once more. Barsazi gives a cut, and there is a push-off being called. Last time he was guilty. Let's see this one. Less obvious, but potentially happened again.
Yeah, he's given the non-contest. It is a physical game. I don't know, that one looks less egregious than last time for sure. Definitely, yeah, agreed on the pitch though.
Bonnet and Bobinets. Back to Bonnet. He goes to Mine. And Mine shoots, looking for Barsazi. What a take! David Barsazi, the businessman, comes down with another one. And that's a break to put it back within one.
What a grab. Makes the grab, checks on 130 to make sure he's okay, and then celebrates with the team.
Barsazi, here it is again. Toby Mine gives the backhand, beautiful throw. Not much separation, but Barsazi, an expert, going up to track down discs, showing his expertise there.
Such a tough position from 130s. Right with Barsazi that whole way, but the disc comes in over his head. It's so difficult to time his grab, time his play for the D. Not quite able to shut out Barsazi there.
So this must be a Spanish timeout taken. We're going to stay in for you here. Lots to take in, discuss, as the Spanish try and extinguish any potential for fire to come from that spark. The Vargas hold was the spark, and you know, that break is kind of arriving with the gas bottle on scene.
I'd say the kindling is lit for sure. Can we get a full blaze in the next point?
41 and a half minutes. There's not going to be too much more to play.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to reach 13 in this one. And it's going to be tightly contested all the way to 12 maybe.
Here comes the pull from Jorge Bucha. The Colombian sensation sends the pull, and that one out of bounds, so it will be a brick. Romano will bring the disc to the brick mark.
Some discussion about the brick mark placement here.
Romano brings it into play. Underneath comes and Lorenzo, and it's turned over. Ultv with a chance. Stouffer. Back to Buja, and Stouffer again. Around for Bobinets, back to Buja. Quick return. Bobinets leads. Buja goes the other way. And that's a break to take it to 9 or 10s. It's all tied up. And Ultv getting ahead of steam late in this one.
What a game this has been. Who else but Bonet to make the play on the D, as we see again here. Huge bid.
And Buja switches. This is a little bit of back and forth, but I love this fake to Pascual, gets everyone biting, and then just goes with the other hand just under Manuz's armpit there to get it to Pedro Pascual for the goal.
Casual lefty backhand.
So time is over. Finish this point and add 1. It will be a game to 12. How will we get there?
That's the $1 million question.
Bonet coming up clutch is something that surprises me less when it happens. Jeroen goes to Spiegel. Spiegel all the way around for Pasco. Back into the middle, Jeroen. Goes to center, Lorenzo, Jeroen. To the corner, to sideline rather, Spiegel. Looks for center, gets it, Jeroen. And Alustre. Spiegel. Asks a lot with a high grab for Lorenzo, back to Spiegel. Spiegel smiles at his options there, playing happy. Pasco to Astrue. Back to Jeroen. Poached handler. Now Vargas picks up. Jeroen, open side to Spiegel. Spiegel winds up the hammer, goes back to center. Astrue, not in. Jeroen and Spiegel hops the feet back, and at 11-10, it will be a game to 12, and Spain will have the advantage, getting to 11 first.
So just have another look at this. Work in front of the end zone. Great patience from Spain here. And then a lovely little hop. Yeah, clearly up in the air as he makes the grab.
Thank you all for joining us. Lovely to see so many. Great time to hit that like button. Jump into the chats. Let us know what's what and who's who. And of course, make sure you're a subscriber and or join Ultv as a member. We'd love to have you. It's been an awesome edition of XeQueBo, my first, Ultv's first, as a broadcast, as a team. And it has been thoroughly enjoyed. I feel like the namesake of XeQueBo is something that is truly on offer here. Everybody with this sense of joy and satisfaction, enjoyment. Barsazi comes under. Buja's gone, and the throw goes. Barsazi sends, and it's picked off by Jimenez. Floated it too much, and that one taken away. Chance to win the game for Spain if they can convert here. Diaz with the disc. Diaz goes around Romano. Romano back to Diaz in the end zone. Swipes and then shoots deep. Jimenez is there. It's floating. Chance to win and knocked away. Buja gets it back.
That disc floating for a long time, and Jimenez was directly under it. It is so difficult, as we see it again here. Buja's making the play.
Jimenez went up just a bit earlier there. I think he gave the opportunity for Buja to make the play.
As we see the first D here. Shot to the end zone.
Jimenez did a great job taking that floater away.
Perfectly timed on the grab.
Mb Vogel. And what's the discussion here? Is there an injury? I think they tried to take a timeout and realized they don't have one. And now Nas is going to shoot. Bonnet is the target. And that's going to work. We're going to Universe points. 11-11. Game to 12. Nas to Bonnet. Money in the bank.
If in doubt, bang it to Bonnet.
It seems like a valid option. And it is Universe point. Let's see who is out there.
You came in with predetermined Universe point lines, right?
We did come in with a predetermined O-line and a D-line that had a swing about it, a potential to put one on who was hottest. So we'll see how that goes. I fully expect I'm going to see Giuliani with the Killer Bees, and then the last one will be the selection.
Is that Nas out there?
Is Nas going out to play defense? He has played well, and if it's for one defensive point, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, choosing to go with the veteran, hoping to get that experienced read on the play.
And the crowd getting the clap going here. Bonnet set to pull across the other side. We've got Jeroen, Monterde, Spiegel, Alastre, and Joan Pasco doing it for Spain. The pull, incredible, lands at the back of the end zone. Spiegel gets it popped back from Pasco, then in the middle. Alastre, Monterde, the deep cut goes, not hit. Monterde takes it on the under to Pasco, and we've got a pick called. Back into the hands of Monterde. And he wants the around, doesn't come, shovels underneath. Alastre hits a bounce off the mark, gets back to his feet. Monterde goes back, Jeroen goes around. That's taken away by Bonnet. Back to Nasser Mb Vogel. He floats one up. Bonnet can't handle it. Falls away. And there is a call potentially on this.
Absolutely
And
no hesitation from Nas.
floated up. And it's a call on Universe. Another one, as Davide reminds. Not a strip. And Bonnet says that, I mean, there were two players falling into him this time. Here it is. What do you think back home? Let us know. What do you think, Ian? Because I obviously have a bias here.
I don't know. That's tough to call. Bonnet gets there and takes position, but they are all still moving. It's not like any one of them was stood still.
Contested.
But they've contested on the pitch.
Nasser Mb Vogel will tap it in. He'll shovel to Barsazi, now to Bonnet. Bonnet pops high, Nas takes. Odd angle catch, look to Buja. Now Buja opens up, tough marks here. Buja back to Nas. Nas, eyes upfield. And he goes the wrong way. And retribution perhaps. Spiegel jacks it. Is it too far? It is not. Spain Open are the winners and take it off of the error. 12-11. They defeat Ultv on game point. A spectacle of a match, and one I am so happy to be a part of as a commentator and as a captain of this team. I thought it was a heck of a spectacle and a showcase. Commiserations to my team in purple. They left it all out there, and congratulations to the victors, Spain Open, for being champions of XeQueBo.
Yeah, fantastic game and a privilege to see it in person and to be commentating here. Both teams really pushing it to the limit, and yeah, tightly contested right the way through to the last throw.
Well, a wonderful tournament here. The congratulations and commiserations again to both of those sides. I thought that game was back and forth the whole way through. Anyone's. You get to Universe Point and you have multiple possessions. You can't ask for too much more than that. A lot of shout outs to be had here as we roll through the long reel of highlights we got out of this game. A great extraction. But you start with the home clubs and the volunteers. So many people helping out. XeQueBo have got quite a personality and a culture, from the horchata and I don't know what those donuts are called, but the fartons to the paella and the fideuà, the home cooked Spanish meals right here on the beach, arriving hot, taken care with shade in this lovely location. Of course, to the administration, Nikki Chapman, the lead man, done a wonderful job making sure we can do our job, but making sure all these players have an excellent experience with great food, great amenities, and one of the nicest beaches that you could use to set up a beach tournament. We've had a few guests in helping out on camera. Some of the Ultv team have been on camera. Toby Mines got on mic. But a big thanks to Ian Tate. Thank you very much for joining us. You've done a wonderful job. It's been a pleasure to call these games next to you. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Finally, thanks to the man plugging cables and pushing buttons in the back, turning cameras at the same time, kind of doing everything. Noah Brinkworth, camera operator, producer extraordinaire, lead tech on the job. Well done, young man, once again. To all those people, great thanks, but also to you back home for watching. None of this could be possible without you and your commitment to loving this sport, engaging with it, watching. We love your likes, we love your views, we love everything about you. So thank you for watching and keeping things real as we watch this last little minute of highlights here in the Spanish sun. We're going to consider how we're going to get home from here. Now it's enter into post-tournament depression before we all end up in Portugal in just less than 5 weeks. Hopefully Ian Tate's leg will be better by then. The coloring will go back to a standard flesh tone. Medalists again in the women's division, a full Spanish sweep with Spain women and getting bronze, Spain masters getting silver, and Spain mixed women getting gold. And here in the open division, it was Spain mixed getting the bronze, Ultv getting the silver, and as you just saw, the champions there, Spain Open, becoming gold medalists on Universe Point. And with that, I'm going to leave you with these highlights. For all those people, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch y'all next time.
Turned on. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
Ultv.